I noticed that we both have blue hair right now.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the chat room. I'm talking today with MJ. He is my cousin, and he is joining us to talk about karate. We're talking about improv. We're talking about computer science, how COVID-19 has affected all of business, and much, much more. So stay tuned. Do you want to talk about kind of what you got your degree in, and if you're working in a field that you actually ended up getting your college degree in, or if you've kind of gone off books and are doing something different?
Oh, that's funny. Sort of. I guess is the right term. Um, Went to college for theater actually. I was going for theater music with focus in improv, which is also weird. So theater and improv together did that. I did that for 4 years and then ran into the wonderful learning that you have to pay for your own college and that's expensive.
Yeah.
So it kind of hit a realization that, my friends go up to Second City, or some of them go up in New York and do Broadway, some of them go across on cruise ships and stuff like that. And they couldn't afford bills from college. I mean, it's just college bills stupid.
Yeah.
So I hit the realization when I realized that, hey, I'm paying for this. And I kind of mostly partied most of college. I did classes and I partied most of the time. And I was like, crap, I'm not going to be able to pay for bills. I don't want to sit, I watched a lot of my friends like do the waitress busting or waiter busing kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at, the cost of living up in Chicago, because that's actually where I was going. I was going up to Chicago. But I looked at cost of living and I was like, shit, no. I was like, that's too much. Like the cost of living up there, I'm not going to bunk for years and years more with other people in order to. So guess that would have been my senior year. Yeah, my senior year of college. I sort of went to my advisor and asked, hey, can I double major? Because you know how it goes with college. You got all your credits up a certain way.
Yeah.
Technically, if you wanted to do a double major, it's not all that much more. It's like,
right.
Hey, I can
just like one or two more classes.
There's one or two more classes. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, at the time with the college that I went to, there was a lot of politics involved with that, because you're either theater or you're not. Not simple. So I was told no, and I was kind of like, why? I was like, why can I not do this? It's like, because I need it. And,
I'm paying you.
now I will remind you, this is about 15, 20 years ago. So
yeah.
That in mind, I don't know if it's changed now, but okay. At the time it was like, I tried to say, hey, okay, well, can I just minor in something? I need to actually make a living on some things, and, not going for it. It's like, no, you're theater, you're nothing. So I literally have and I defied them, because I was like, well, you can't stop me. I'm going to pay for the classes and I'm going to do both. And what are you do college? You can't do anything with me. I have enough credits. So I went and did computer science along with it. Just a quick major in computer science, because I didn't have all those specializations and all that crap years ago, but just had computer science. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this along with it. Kind of got wind in the theater department that I was doing a double major. And so in order to finish your theater degree, I have every single credit for my theater degree. You have to have 5 main stage performances. And I had 4. So you can kind of guess what happened. Like in Hollywood, I got blacklisted and I couldn't even get a chorus part.
Really?
Uh-huh. So I got stuck without finishing my theater degree. Like, I am finished. I have my theater degree, and I still today say, no, screw that. I got my theater degree. I don't care that I don't got a piece of paper for it. But I got my theater degree, and then I got my legitimate bachelor's in computer science. So I came out of college.
Is there a way to go back to the school and like do a performance and like actually get it on paper that you have your degree? Now, I don't
know. I don't know how that works. Like, because it's been, let's see, because I graduated
just
2005.
Of it,
I'm with you. It's like I graduated 2005. It's been 15 years. I don't know how long that goes. Maybe.
I don't know either.
But at this point, it's like, because college degrees are not everything. I know that's weird, but it's really not.
So now what are you doing now that you have your degree in computer science?
I went into the technology field, and because I had to pay my bills, I lived at home with my parents for a little while. Didn't have a choice. It was like, oh crap, how am I going to pay my loans and stuff? So getting a first job, and again, this is why college degrees are because getting my first job was tough. It was like, who's going to hire you? Experience, you have no background, but you can't get experience in background unless you're in the field. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. So I stayed at home for a little bit. I got some field tech experience and some development experience for about a year and a half, roughly. And then I got my job in the industry that I'm in now, and I'm a software architect. So I've been at my job for 15 years at this point, about 14, 15 years, and doing software degree with it, where I'm doing a lot of, some of the computer science, not really as much as I did from college. It kind of helped. I mean, just to have a background, but honestly, I could have just went to any of the online courses now and just learned this stuff. I mean, it's not that hard. And the degree, it's more about experience, as much about the degree. Could have learned all that. And if anything, I'm using more of my theater degree than I am using my computer science degree. Because it's in an architect business, more about who how you present, how you talk to folks. I'm more on a management kind of track with the architect kind of side. So I do more of the political speaking in the politics, talking with folks. And of course, because of my theater background, I'm the first person that, one, speaks up, and two, is thrown at everything. It's like, hey, go talk to them. Okay, whatever, I'll go talk to them.
It's funny. I literally just wrote an article on Medium called Improv is for Everyone. And it was saying how you should take, and that's what I did. I took a course because I had a throwaway course in college. And originally I wanted to go into writing, and somebody said, like, go take improv. It's perfect for literally anything, business, writing, like acting, obviously. But it was, you get thrown in these situations and you have to just think on your feet and have that confidence of like relying on whatever's at your, disposal.
Well, I mean, it's for also life in general too, because I mean, the rule number one of improv is it's not about you, period. It's not. Everything you deliver is to make everybody else around you look better and set them up. The best improv actors do that. So if you watch folks like Key and Peele, you watch original Harry, you watch any of those guys that were trained in improv, you will see that they're never taking the credit on themselves. They're always giving somebody else to make them look funny, and they one up each other constantly with that. It makes it better. So it's a good lesson, especially in meetings when you're in with other folks, you're working the politics, you're talking with everyone. The improv and thinking on the feet, listening and having that listening skill of going back and forth, vital. I've had multiple talks at my job about that. Just of, guys, this is why you guys laugh that I'm a theater major, but here's why. It helps in all.
Interesting. So you took your theater degree and you still put it to work, in whatever you're doing now, which is awesome.
Oh, well, I mean, the theater degree was nothing more than just what we grew with. I mean, think about the crap that we did in your basement growing up. I mean, it's like we screwed around, we pretended, we did stuff. So the theater degree is nothing more than just an extension of what I do. The things that now are nothing more than an extension of the stuff that I've always done. Playing with computers and architecting software. Well, that's because I play video games. I love video games. I love playing with all that stuff. So that was natural to go into it. The logical thinking of working through stuff, that's just literally yours and my genetics. Look at it as I'm using my degree. It's just, I'm still just doing me. I'm still just doing the stuff that I had. Just gave me more tools in my toolbox.
Nice. Do you still do any theater stuff where you are now?
I miss it. Hence why I do a lot of the streaming, why I do a lot of things now and stuff like that. Just don't have time. I mean, it's all about how many hours you got in a day. I do work. I've got martial arts. I've got the kids. I've got the streaming that I do. And then time is spent with the family. So when you do the community theater or any of the other theater or the improv stuff, it's more hours to commit, especially when it comes down to rehearsals and practices and things like that. Yeah. So I'm just out of time. So I have to find other avenues in order to do it.
Yeah. Well, let's actually talk about your streaming. So you are on Twitch. What is your channel on Twitch?
Monkey Chow's.
All right. Go follow him. I don't know anything about Twitch, so please enlighten me. What is it? What do you do on it? What is your channel about?
Gotcha. So Twitch is a medium on the internet. There's multiple different ones. I mean, folks will know YouTube. They know Facebook. They know different spots. Twitch is just another medium on the internet in which you share videos. You share content. The difference with Twitch, though, is rather than having segmented little clips, like we go to a podcast, we go to a video cast, and you listen to it after the fact. Twitch is about making a show in which you interact with your audience. So you're live. Like when you go on, it's like a live performance. It's like being on TV or not on TV, sorry, being on stage or being on a spot where you're actually interact with people who come to see you, because it's normally a long sprint of time. It's normally, hey, you're coming to hang out for 2 hours. You're coming to talk for another 3 hours, and your viewers are trying to interact with you just as if you're sitting somewhere else. So I look at my content and my brand on Twitch as being a gaming couch. So coming up through college, that's what we did. It's the way I met a lot of my good friends that I still have now, 20 years later. I met them because in our dorms, we would just take our consoles, we would just go down into the middle of the dorm, put that on the TV, and we said, screw it, we don't care who walks up to us. Come walk up to us, come say hi. And we met a lot of folks that way. So Twitch is the virtual version, at least to me. I mean, everybody uses it slightly different, but to me, that's the virtual version. It's I am sitting down at a dorm room. I am playing a game. You want to come say hi? Come say hi. Come sit around. Come talk. Come watch a game that you're working on, or interact back and forth. So that's sort of what it is. It's a website. It's got all different types of apps and stuff you can pull things up for it. But that's mostly what it focuses on.
Very cool. So now, speaking of games, I know that you go to like gaming conventions, right? Or like board game conventions.
Yeah, I do. Well, I did until this year.
Nobody's going anywhere right now.
No one's going anywhere right now. No, this year. So one of the things I got into years ago, because gaming is gaming. So I'm very versatile when it comes to this stuff. I will do video gaming. So I'll do any type of any form of interaction type of games. And I've got a problem, as my wife would call it, is with board games. So I'm a heavy board gamer, which is not Monopoly. It's not the stuff that we used to play growing up. It's the next step up from that. It's more strategy kind of stuff, hands-on. Some folks will know them as little war game miniatures that people you see in comic book shops move things around. But it's an entire genre in and of itself, where there are all different types of ways of playing different games, more than what you do with cards or Monopoly and things like that. So one of the main ones in the US is Gen Con. So Gen Con only happens in Indianapolis, Indiana, and happens around the same time every year. It's usually in August. And it brings in 70, 80,000 people, roughly, over a 5-day period. And everybody there goes there to see new games that are coming out, talk with the vendors, meet with each other, play games, literally 24/7, all night long. You will see people up there, just out in the hall, convention center, everybody playing something or up, and we just all crash together and play tons of games. And that's something I've been doing for the last, this would have been year 5, I think. But they're doing it online this year, so we're still doing the same thing, a bit virtual, but we're all doing the same kind of stuff.
Cool. So they switched it to be virtual. So how do you, like, do they have virtual versions of the game, or are they just doing like videos demonstrating how to play the games?
They haven't quite said yet, but that's our guess. So our guess is there's a lot of ways that you do virtual kind of board gaming. So one of the things, part of my content for what I do with my channel is every Monday night, we play board games. So I tried to integrate things out of my life into the content of my channel. So there are ways and different tools like tabletop simulators like that allow you to play the same version of the board games that you would have live as well. There's some gray league with that, but all the ones that I play are literally the ones sitting in the other room over there. So I have the actual physical copy, or they've been ordered and they're on their way in. So I feel like kind of supporting the industry, because I'm from a music section, since I do a lot of music and things like that as well. So I get it from an artist perspective. So I still support them. I make sure I've got the games inside when I do them. But our guess is that what they're going to do is they're going to have a lot on all different mediums. They're going to have some talks. They're going to have some Zoom meetings like this, where you can kind of go in and you can listen to all the different things like that.
What is your favorite game to play? I know that you have, and the perfect time to be playing this game, Pandemic. I've played it with my friends. I feel like it is unwinnable without cheating. We have never won it without cheating.
You're probably not wrong.
Yeah.
I can promise you it can be beaten. It is tough. It is a very tough game. We have beaten Pandemic multiple times.
You have to have the right people playing, because every different person has like a different job that they can do. And it's like, unless you have that right selection of people, it's very hard to win.
Oh, we don't play with less than 4. Even if there's 2 of us, we put 4. 2 of us run 2. It is damn near impossible without 4 people playing that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm sure there's people that can do it, and I'd be thrown under the bus going, no, you do this, you do here's how you beat it. I'm sure there is, but we haven't figured it out. There's only 4 of us. It's a big puzzle. But yeah, we played that. We play a lot of the legacy type games too. We're big into those because then that gets over. We can play things as friends. We can play them on. We're doing them on Tabletop Simulator now too. So Pandemic Legacy is another big one. It changes the game every time you play it, which is very, very, very cool.
That is cool.
Very hard. Been playing that. Probably the big one lately that we've played a lot of. I would say we played a lot of Betrayal at House on Hill. That came up quite a lot. Horror game. It's a horror kind of moving, and then at the end you all end up either fighting each other or fighting the board. You don't know what happens. It's kind of neat. Someone becomes a traitor. So we play. That's a neat one for everybody to play. But I found over the last, I'd say 2 years or so, especially since I've got a ginormous collection inside, with time and with the kids, it has to be a quick game. We've all kind of moved away from the, hey, I'm going to sit down for 3 hours. Hey, I'm going to sit down for 4-hour game. We don't want to do that anymore. I mean, if it's not a quick game and easy to explain, we just kind of don't play them anymore. And it's not good games. I mean, I've sat down and played them, but we're playing a lot of quick card games or very small games like the Tiny Epic kind of games, stuff like that.
You ever play One Night Werewolf?
Oh, yeah. Werewolves?
That one gets me so stressed. I hate being the werewolf because I hate having to lie. And I am good at it. I end up winning, but I'm so stressed the entire time.
Yep. Yeah. Werewolf is fun. That's one that I've been trying to teach my oldest. She loves the one night one. She loves the werewolf game, especially One Night Werewolf. Playing through that, and it's because trying to teach lying is okay in only this case. Right. Only this case you can lie to us. And why is daddy and mommy lying to you? Because I'm sorry, honey, we're gonna absolutely slaughter you in this game. Mm-hmm. Life lessons.
So yeah, let's talk about your kiddos. So you are raising some fierce ladies. How is that? You're kind of overrun by women in your house.
Oh, come on. You know better than I do. I literally grew up around women. I don't know any other time. I mean, shoot, I think I was the only guy for 12, 13 years before I moved down this way. I was the only guy around. I don't know any different. I mean, your dad was around, my dad was around here or there, but it was all women. That's all fun. You guys, my other family cousins as well that we always went to, I only know women. So I feel more bad for my sister because she has all boys. I don't know what to do with that. I have no clue. So yeah, I mean, definitely two fierce little children, very different but the same. Other very different. One kind of my oldest growing a lot more like my wife, a whole hell of a lot that way. But you could see the pans of me within her. My youngest, who's just a spit, 100% clone of me.
Yeah. So cute. So you and your wife, actually, Lauren, you guys do a lot of stuff in the karate area, right? So you're both high up. I don't know the belt system, but I know you're both high up in there, and you're doing. I always see videos of you guys doing. She's been doing the swords on the ropes. I'm sure there's a term for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the rope dart kind of stuff. She's been doing that, trying to learn that.
So how long have you guys been doing it, and what are the different levels that you've had to go through?
Oh yeah. So the style is called Ishinryu. So Ishinryu is an Okinawan style, Japan. That's kind of an offshoot of many different styles of what you would know as karate. So karate has different offshoots of it. This is an offshoot of that. It's two different styles that were merged together from karate to create Ishinryu in 1956. So 1956, 57 within there. That's when he created it. And I started it when I was 8. So that was 30 years ago, roughly. So I started when I was 8, and I worked my way all the way up to almost black belt at that point. So there's different belts all the way through it, but black belt's kind of the main one that you go to. So I worked it up to black belt until I moved down here when I was 13. So I did a stint of it from 8 to 13. So about, what was that, 5 years roughly? Yeah. So I did about 5 years as a kid. When I moved down here, I couldn't find it. So it was weird. When we moved down here, I could not find Ishinru. So I had a stint in college. So my whole high school years down here didn't have it. When I got to college, found it, but college kid, busy, not working out as much as I used to, not because that was fun. So until I'd say about, oh God, it was 2009, I think, maybe. No, it was a little bit early, probably about 2007 or so, because I had just before I started night shift at my work, because I used to do network technician stuff. I found it here. So 2006 or so, I found some folks that were doing it here, started with them right out of a garage and was working with them. But then I switched to night shift, and of course that kind of made that impossible, that I couldn't continue it. So I'm back into it around, I think it was like 2012 or somewhere in there. So about 8 years ago. And my wife decided, Lauren, she was like, hey, I want to do this with you. Okay. I was like, well, come on, come do it. And she jumped in with me as well, and it just caught. I mean, that's now her thing that she loves doing. So we've been doing it for about 8 years. I'm what would be considered a sensei rank, so I'm a teacher within it. So I'm a couple dans up, third dan within Ishinru. Takes a while to get to it's where you're actually called sensei at that point. And Lauren is very close to the same thing. She's very close up to the same rank as well for it. But we've just let our kids do it. So Tessa probably saw it a little bit earlier outside there. Tessa was doing it too. And we just leave it on her. I mean, if she wants to do it, she does it. And if she doesn't, she doesn't. Pressuring any which way, but she does right now. So it's like, okay, well, you do it. You have fun with us. And it's an outlet. So this is something that we do a lot, because like, you're right. It's one of those extra little, like, okay, can we do this? Okay, can we do that?
Do you have any tips or suggestions for anybody who's considering either going to school for technology or going to school for theater, or just life tips in general?
Oh God, yeah. Open up wide there. I'd say the big thing is more about experience. Get experience on what you're doing. I mean, if I was looking at somebody who came to me and said, I have a college degree and I now know how to do these things on this program. Okay, that's nice. You got book experience. You understand the book, but can you use it? Because how it really works. It's a point in time reference. It's a reference of, okay, this is how this is going to work right now, and this is how, at this moment in time, this execution happens. That's not really how it works in real life. I mean, we kind of laugh about the Cisco test. So if you look at like Cisco network routing, there's the Cisco answer, and then there's the real answer of how it really works. So if you're looking at college, it's not saying college is not a good thing. College is an experience. College teaches you. Going through the college degree teaches you to learn. So, you step your way up through it. So it's good. It's good in that aspect, bad in the how much it costs aspect for it. So you don't have to go to a fancy school. You don't have to do it. You just go learn stuff and get experience with it. Experience is going to count more. That's something that I've learned. It's more about your experience for it. But also continue to do the stuff you love. Don't just do a job because you don't do a job because, hey, this is going to pay me so much stuff. That's great. If you hate it, it's going to suck. It's something you're going to be doing every single day. So I'd say definitely pay attention to those. Just learn skills, something new. I mean, especially like right now. I mean, right now, everybody's got time on their hands. Go learn some. Hey, go learn how to make a YouTube video. Go learn how to do audio in different spots. Or, like I've got a lamp up here that's doing lighting coming down because I know where the light's got to be in order to reflect properly for it. But just something to learn, where you put the stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Twitch and the YouTube one, that's interesting. That's a whole different conversation. It's don't do it because you want to become famous or you want to get a ton of money, because you're not. I mean, just straight up, you won't. I mean, it's a 1 in a million shot. It's no different than acting. I mean, the reason, Tom Cruise became famous or Will Smith famous, it was luck, it was timing, it was, hey, they were exposed at a certain point. I mean, there's a term everybody knows, going viral. That's real. That's a exposure thing that just happens. Go viral, bam, now all of a sudden you're exposed. You have certain things, but you may never have that happen. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So if you're doing it, do it just because. So a lot of folks, why am I doing my content, my channels the way that I'm doing? It's because I would have done them anyway. I'm sitting here playing games. Okay, cool. So do you want to watch while we're going? Cool. Folks asked if I put on like a show on. I was talking to actually Tessa last night because I do some of my streaming with her. I've dedicated one night just with her, just for her, so that we're doing something together on stream. And they ask, like, hey, are you putting on a show? I'm like, no, this is me. I'm me here or not. I'm the same weird ass boisterous personality. Whether I'm not in one place or not. Folks ask the same thing outside of work. Are you different outside of work? No. I'm more vulgar. I'm a hell of a lot more vulgar, but no, I'm the same person. I don't put on a show because it's not about the show. It's about, I'm doing this anyway. If you want to see this, cool. If you want to see the stuff we do with martial arts, cool. Then I'm doing it.
Well, thank you for being on my show. Where can everybody find you on the internet?
Sure. If you look up Monkey Chow 01, since I've had it for, let's see, it'll be 19, literally. The 01 means 2001. So I've had it for 19 years. I was able to secure that everywhere on the internet. So if you look up Monkey Chow 01, that's me. You can find me. So check me out on whatever you look at, it's probably there. And
what nights do you stream on Twitch?
So I've got a schedule on Twitch where Monday nights I do board gaming, 10 o'clock Eastern to 12 o'clock Eastern. Tuesday we do a very short stream with my daughter from 8 o'clock Eastern to 9. Wednesday I do the same thing, 10 to 12, so I'll be streaming in just a little bit. And then on the weekend, it just depends on the weekend. I usually use my social media to tell everybody, but I'll stream from noon till a time. Let's just put it that way. It just depends on what I'm playing, but it's on the weekend. We'll just stream. We'll have some fun. We do some singing. We do some other stuff as well. But I usually use my social media to say which day, because never know what in the world's going on the weekends.
True. Well, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
For this episode. So tune back next time. I will be having another guest, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.